Smile is the brand new horror film from Paramount Pictures that's hitting theaters today, September 30th. The film stars Sosie Bacon, Jesse T. Usher, Kyle Garner, Cal Penn, and Rob Morgan, and is the writing and directorial debut of Parker Finn feature length. The film is about Dr. Rose Cotter, played by the main actress Sosie Bacon. She is a doctor and she witnesses her patient killing herself. So after that occurrence, she can't explain. Rose must confront her troubling past in order to survive and escape her horrifying new reality of people looking at her that only she can see, smiling at her in creepy ways. The film is an hour and 55 minutes and is rated R. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here on Max Talks. We're talking about Smile. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do deep types of movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and a box office breakdown show every single Monday. So please subscribe and ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Comment down below. First of all, how did you know about this film? There's been a very public marketing campaign. Campaign. Did you just watch the trailer? Did you know this movie is coming out, or are you just in the mood for a new horror film as we head into October tomorrow? What are your thoughts heading into this movie? Did you like the film? Not like the film? No spoilers here in the comment section down below, and please like the video, guys. The thumbs up button. That's how you support this channel. So I was actually very excited for this film. I'm not sure the whole trailer, like the actual trailer, got me, but the heavy promotion of this movie, and Paramount just really pushing this movie across not just the movie space but the sports space, and just everyone kind of knew this movie was coming out, and that you don't really see that anymore for especially this type of budgeted horror film with no really main famous actors in it whatsoever. So it says a lot that this film was getting buzz. It kicked off Fantastic Fest, I think a week or two ago in Austin, Texas. So this is clearly getting some buzz. So I was very excited for this movie. Let's get into my thoughts. So also I had a really good time in the theater, but it's tough to say that because this movie you feel uneasy from the moment the movie starts until the moment the movie ends. And this movie takes itself as it really should be, which is why I think it's a lot better than like Truth or Dare, which was a really bad version of this smile gimmick in a horror film. But the movie takes itself very seriously, and that could be really tricky when you have this villainous entity taking on bodies and smiling like this. It could kind of be like a joke, and I think one or two times it kind of gets a little bit not too serious. But for the most part, the movie you never are really taken out of the movie that much. As I said, I'll get in my negatives with those one or two sequences where I kind of fell out of the movie due to the ridiculousness of the smile. But for the most part, like 90% of the movie, 95% of the movie, I was really invested, and it was really a drab environment. But this movie is carried on the shoulders of Sosie Bacon, who have not seen in anything before. She was in the lead role here, and she was excellent. This is one of the strongest performances I've seen all year long. It's not like the best performance of the year, but it's one of the best, especially in a horror film, I've seen all year long. Rose has a lot of complicated things. She works on these patients who have mental health problems. And I really do think they do a great idea of not making everyone villains who maybe don't want to help these people out. Obviously, there's people in this movie who call these people crackheads and nutcases, and that's obviously very wrong to say. But the relationship between Rose and Trevor, who's her fiance, played by Jesse T. Usher, is actually a fascinating one. Relationship that kind of gets dropped halfway through the movie. About what happened if your wife walked up to you and in the car is losing her mind. She's holding a knife in bed, and she's kind of like, well, I'm seeing things that no one else is seeing. You would kind of be freaked out too. And I think this movie does a great job of really putting this movie in reality. Obviously, this could never happen, but when do people take these people seriously? And that's there's a lot of good commentary on mental health that I thought was not on the nose, and actually made the story a lot elevated based on the believability and the not believability of people with mental health, and how really everyone should be taken seriously who has mental health problems and get them the help they need, instead of people just sometimes just sitting around not helping out their own siblings while this is going on. But Sosie Bacon does a great job from start to finish. Once you learn more about her backstory around like the halfway mark of the movie, her character becomes a lot more interesting, but she does a lot here. She's crying a lot. At the beginning of the film, it's supposed to be this hard-nosed, straightforward doctor who helps these mental health patients. And then she becomes kind of, as the movie kind of, people kind of say, the crazy one. And the balance of being the person who's supposed to help these crazy people, in their opinion, help these people with mental health issues. And then for you to have mental health issues. I thought there was really good commentary on those people who help mental health people also have problems and aren't these perfect people. And I thought they did a good job with her. I didn't really care that much about the other side characters. It's really about Rose, her relationship with her mom, who also committed suicide when she was 10 years old in the movie, and how that's really stuck with her to this day. She was just and also the movie mostly uses jump scares to get scares. And I am not the biggest jump scare fan because most horror movies these days just have very cheap jump scares they've seen before. And sometimes they're in this movie, but this is definitely some of the best usage of jump scares I've seen in a movie all year long. There's like 2 or 3 times where I was caught off guard, and that's really hard for me, who sees enough horror films. I don't really get scared that much, or jump out of my seat. It happened, I think, twice during the movie, and I was very impressed by the 2 sequences. I won't say here, but the 2 jump scare sequences that actually kind of surprised me. But really, most of them were pretty original and fresh jump scares, ones that I was not expecting. Also, this movie is definitely rated R, and it uses it to its advantage. The imagery that happens in this movie is brutal, gruesome, and added so much to the movie. Not just is the smiling, the horror aspect of the movie, but the body image, the horrifying, just looking at pictures is horrifying in this movie, and security cam footage, which I actually kind of enjoyed as well. So the body, the body images, just the horrifying images of this movie, the production design, the direction was also kind of slick, and I actually really like the score as well. But let's talk about some of my negatives with this movie. This movie this is probably the most frustrating, really good movie I've seen all year long, because it's definitely a good movie. It definitely is, but it's missing that thing to make it fantastic and one of the best, fresher horror films of the year. With that, there's a lot of originality in this movie, but there's also a lot of horror cliches that got thrown into it. Of course, with this, because she sees people smiling, it's kind of a ticking time bomb movie of when she kind of understands when she could possibly die. And you've seen that before. You've seen death being on this person and trying to escape this death and fight the death head on. You've seen in horror films these multiple deaths, which are clearly supernatural, connect, and cops and regular people have no idea why they're connected, but they're connected. And I was just not the biggest fan of the last 20 minutes of this movie. The third act, I felt like it was a fine ending, but it felt like how unique the first 2 acts were. It wasn't as special of an ending as I thought it was. Like I left there, I was like, that was okay, the ending. But I wasn't like, that was a great way to end this movie. I think that would have taken this movie on a whole other level, if the ending really made its mark. And because the ending has the most horror cliches in the entire film. And they use kind of the same twists and turns like more than one time, and I saw it coming. There's definitely a predictability factor because the movie does use so many horror cliches. So this one's tough for me because, again, I really like this movie. I'm going to give it definitely a fresh grade, but I wanted to really love this movie and put this in my top 15 of the year, but I can't do that because it has too many horror cliches. Also, as I said, I don't really care about any of the other side characters. I think the husband relationship was interesting until they just dropped that storyline. The cop was just helping her out too much. It was nice to see Rob Morgan, but he was kind of wasted. Just the side characters were not interesting at all. And some of those performances were really not good. And while you have such an amazing lead performance, I think they try to give her all these different relationships and you just don't care about them because you don't care about the side characters, and the performances themselves are not great. So I like this movie, but this is so frustrating. I wanted to get this to at least a 4 out of 5 stars, but I won't. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 for Smile. I'm going to go 74% for Smile. 72%, 74% for Smile. I really like this movie. The kills were really good. the body horror, the visual horror of this movie was really well done, and the lead performance was excellent. But too many horror cliches kind of got its way at times, and the predictability factor as well, and it didn't really stick the landing as I wanted it to. So 3.5 out of 5, 74% for Smile. That's my thoughts on this movie. Please like the video, subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Releasing the same time as this video is my review of She-Hulk episode 8. Sorry, I had some personal stuff to attend to yesterday, so both these videos will be Friday videos, and then 2 reviews tomorrow. My review of Blonde will be out, and then because it will be October 1st tomorrow, we're going to break down all the October movies I saw, all the September movies I saw, and rank them. Monday, my box office breakdown show. Wednesday, review of Andor. Thursday, review of She-Hulk, and then Friday, a review of Amsterdam. So lots of stuff coming out. Please subscribe and ring that bell. I'll see you guys soon.